In this video, I'm going to be going over my production techniques that I use for my song Plastic. I did use Reason 12 to make this song, but that doesn't mean that you can't use your own DAW of choice. Some of the things that I'm using did cost money, but I'll try to give you guys a free alternative to the thing so you don't have to spend any money. For convenience sake, I'm going to be adding chapters to the video. So just in case you don't want to hear about the drums, you just want to go straight to like the bass sound design, you can skip forward because I don't want to make you sit through something that you don't want to listen to. I'm also going to be going into an aspect of the visuals that I used. I used some AI generated sites and stuff like that, and like text to speech. There's a lot of cool new techniques that I learned that I'm really excited to share with you guys so you guys can take advantage in your own music. I'm going to start off just by playing the entire song, and then we're going to get into the different elements. So here it is.
This is plastic. This is plastic. Plastic. 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 This is 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 plastic. This plastic. This is plastic.
This is getting out of control, man. You made an entire song about plastic. Back in my day, we would listen to real music. This makes me think that you're running out of ideas or something, man. It's ridiculous and uncalled for. You keep chopping up the words and it's making me scared and confused. I don't think I like it.
This plastic.
In the re-established states, federal government has fallen. Effective immediately, all citizens will be required.
This is plastic.
May God watch over you all.
This plastic.
Plastic. This is plastic. This is plastic. This is plastic. Plastic.
I figured we could just start out nice and simple and just go over the drums. The drums are actually really simple. I'm using a preset that comes stock with Reason 12. It's called Stadium Stepper. All I'm using is this first air kick. This is a Kong drum designer, by the way. So that's the kick. Notice it's got a lot of high end on it, and the the snare is the air snare too. So it's. We could listen to the pattern right here. It goes like this. On the last clap of the second bar, I do use this. And the hi-hats right here. If you're looking for your own little synthwave type sounds, a free alternative is to go to the internet and go to synthwave. Go to Noiz. It's noiiz.com, and all you have to do is create a free profile, and then you can search for any sort of drums you want. So what I did was I just Googled synthwave drums, and then I put Noiz. So if you go back, that's all I did. I did synthwave, drums, noise, and then the first thing that pops up is synthwave, drums, loops, and stuff like that. So if you click on it, it takes you straight to the website here. So it has loops and stuff like that, but if you just want one-shots, go to the type, and you can just click one shot and hit OK. And then now, here is all of your free things. Just click which ones you want. So say if you like that one, just go and hit download. So this is a cool free way where you can get all sorts of different drums and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you have to create your own profile, but I don't really remember. I routed all of the drums into a drum bus right here, and I have a limiter on it, and also that I created a parallel drum bus, which is, and I just really compressed it. So if you go to the rack, this is, I put a compressor on it, and it is just squishing the signal. So if you hit play, oh wait, it's going to, let's just solo this. And then now we can go to this. Watch how much it's being squished. It's just always being compressed. It's got about 9 decibels of pure compression on it. And then I did that, and you just bring up the volume. So not only is the regular drums playing, but there's also a parallel drum bus. I did make the bass in Serum, but a free alternative is to just use Vital. You will have to use a custom wavetable, which you can probably find online if you just search for Serum wavetables. Sounds like this. So let's open up an initialized version of Serum and start the sound design. When you open up Serum, you might notice that it's a little bit small. If you go up here and you click right on where it says Serum, you can go to something a little bit bigger. Let's do 125%. There we go. Initialized, it sounds like this. I have the drums playing with it. It's just a saw wave. So let's just start off by loading up the wavetables. So go to default and go to digital. Yeah, digital, and go to Shrats. Turn on oscillator B, go to default, go to spectral, and go down to Monster 9. Go ahead and turn on the filter as well. We're just going to leave it on Moog Low 12. I'm pretty sure this stands for MG is for Moog. I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me. Go down to the envelope right here and just grab the top little thing and just bring it down. And then now you want it to, for the decay, so notice how you go up that only the decay is moving. Take it to about 142, 143, sure. Sounds like this right now. That's because it's super high. It's because we need to drop the octaves on here. I am using C3 notes. Let's check out the notes that I'm using down here. Yep, see, we're on C3. So if you hit play, I am using the A minor scale. Let's go back into Serum, and now we could start messing around with this. So if you drop this octave down by -2 and this one by -1, it totally makes more of the bass sound. So now it's starting to sound like a bass. Go ahead and turn on the filter of B, of oscillator B right here. So the A and the B is lit up. Let's go to, I'm going to start dragging and dropping this envelope 1. So the first thing we're going to do is drop it to the cutoff and just take it right here and just drop it all the way down. But notice that you can drop this, the modulation on there, but you can't bring it up. So what you want to do is go where the arrows are going up and down right here. So hold Shift and Alt and click. Notice how it just jumped up to here. Now we want to take it and drop it to about right here. About 3 o'clock. We want to drag envelope 1 to the wave position of oscillator A and the one on oscillator B. Now I'm going to just leave this alone, but we're going to take the wavetable position, bring it to about right here. Okay, go to the off thing right here and go to bend plus, and we're going to drop the what's it called here. This doesn't really add too much to it, so like listen to it. And if we want to turn it off, listen. It's not adding that much to it. So if you, because I don't think Vital has a bend plus on it. So just try little different things if you want to get different tones. But this is just what I did. We want to take the unison of oscillator A and bring it to 7. And then just detune it slightly to right here. Adds a huge stereo field to it. Now, the real magic in the sound design is actually from the res, so I'm going to bring up the drive and the fat and the res and watch how it changes the sound. That's how it gets that pew 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 sound. That's the res, and all the res does is it adds a band of frequencies right where the cutoff slope is, and it adds kind of this weird, kind of metallic-y pew sound to it. And we pretty much got the, this is the basic foundation of the thing. All this next stuff we're doing is just adding really slight variants to it. So we can actually add some noise to it, which I really liked what the noise did. It's such a subtle yet cool effect that it does. So go hit the noise on and go to direct out. And if you click where it says AC hum, go down to organics and just click sim mic bleed. It's a bit too much right now. So go and drag the envelope 1 to it, drop the level all the way down, and bring the modulation to about 38. Now it's just a very small amount, but you can still hear it. We're not going to have a sub because we're going to have a separate track just for the sub, which I'll get into here in just a second, but it's extremely important to have that sub. So let's go to the FX, and we're going to turn on distortion, and we're going to change it to downsample. Now, if you leave it too high, it doesn't sound very good. Watch what it adds. But if you bring the mix down, watch how it changes. Okay, that's fine. We're going to add an EQ and a filter. So for the EQ, we want to click on these notches right here. Peaks, I guess they call them. And we're going to drag the envelope 1 to here. Now, this isn't totally necessary, but this is what I did. We're going to bring them to both of these frequencies. We're going to take this and take it to 2,600, around there. Let's see here. There we go, 2678. And then we're going to take this to about 1558. That's fine. And we're going to turn the gains up on each one. So notice how it creates that peak. So here's the 2 peaks, and I'm going to take the modulation on this one and bring it down to here. I'm just going to hit play. It's just a very slight different kind of almost formant that you get with it. And then for the filter, we're going to go to to the type, and we'll go to miscellaneous and go to formant 1. Now you got to be careful with this because this can really change the tone of it. So bring the cutoff down to about 82, 84, whatever. And then, but we're just going to turn the mix down slightly. Yeah, 27 sounds fine. And this is pretty much it that I did for the sound design here. So let's do the post-processing. So here is the VST channel track right here. So the first thing that I am going to add is a compressor to here. So I'm going to add, this is a free compressor. It's called a TDR Kotelnikov. Just go to TDR, just Google TDR compressor, and it'll probably take you to a site where you can just download this. This is free. So if we open it, it's pretty small, but I'm gonna leave it. Let's just play around with it. I think I'm gonna have just bring the RMS down on it and bring the threshold on it. Let's hear how it sounds. I'm just adding. I just want to add a little bit more consistency. Okay, so just bring the makeup gain to about +2, +3, something like that. You can see it has a little mark at how much it's going down on it. That's fine. So now let's add a TDR Nova. This is also free, so you can Google TDR Nova, and this is a free EQ. So hit out so you can see the spectral. You can do in, it depends on whatever you want to do, but if we hit play, see how much information is down on the bottom that we're getting? We don't want that, so we're going to go to high pass and bring it to about 150, because that's where the sub track is going to live that we're going to separately create from this. So I'm going to I just dipped it a little bit on 500, around 500. And then I also dipped it a little bit on the 2K. So if you use your mouse, you can do that. But notice how if you look down, the Q is moving around. You can take the Q and make it a little bit like this. And then go to low pass, click low pass, and then just bring it to, kind of around there. This one right here, you can change the different things. So if you want like a bell, you click there. If this is a high shelf, so if you hit the 5 down on there, it just kind of brings it down a little bit. Let's just hear it. Notice how it took a lot of the energy away on it. So watch what happens when we bring the sub to it, the sub track to it. So if I go up here and I go to my go to sub bass right here. Let's just open it, and you use the exact same pattern that you did with your bass. So if we open this, you can see all I did was go to the sub, turn it on, hit direct out, and just brought it down -2. So if we go to the EQ that is on the sub channel, I did add OTT, saturator, here's the EQ Nova, and I added a sidechain thing. Well, I'm going to get to this stuff here in a second, so don't think I'm skipping over some stuff. BPB Saturator is a free plugin, so if you go to here, all I did was just add 16 to the tube. So you go to bedroomproducersblog.com and you can download the saturator for free, and it's just slight distortion. So if you have a different means of adding distortion, just, you could go that route. But if you look at right here, this is all I did. I just dropped the low shelf on the EQ of the sub real quick, and this is really all you're seeing here is sub bass. Let's add this to it. See, that's the only frequencies that's really going on. It's just feeding pretty much around the 50 mark, 50 or 60, but it does go up to here. But this is really all you want, and that's why I high passed the thing to about 125, 150, somewhere around there. I actually dropped it a little bit lower than I think 150, and because this is I wanted it clean and separate sub. Let's go back to the bass post-processing. So we left off with the with that Nova. So what did I do for the high pass? It's 153. We could probably drop it a little bit more. 139, sure, whatever. This sounds okay. But also we want to add a OTT to this, and this is really going to transform the sound. And if you want a free OTT plugin, you can go to xfer.com and you can download this for free. So let's just drop this into here, open it, and hear the difference now. It's too much. So the way to get around this is the depth. A lot of people just leave the depth on there, and I did that for a long time too. I'm like, oh, OTT doesn't sound very good on too much stuff. That's because I was using too much depth. So I'm going to drop the depth down and watch how it changes it. What I believe OTT is good for is making sounds stand out. I watched it in a video the other day because I didn't really quite understand what OTT is. It's both downward compression and upwards compression. So the downwards compression is just turning the volume down, because that's all a compressor does. It just turns stuff down, turns the volume down. So upwards compression would be the opposite. Once you hit a certain threshold, it turns the level up. So I put the depth to 11, 12, 10, something like this. But I also dropped the mids down a little bit and the lows down a little bit. Just left the highs where it is. It's a bit too loud right now. So if we go to the wherever I did it, here's the serum. Okay, so I'm going to drop the volume down, and I'm also going to take the width and bring it so it's so wide. It narrows the stereo field so it's more kind of towards the middle, but it still has some side to it. So that is the sound design for the bass. The last step for the bass is to add pretty much a side chain to duck when the kick and the snare hits. So I used a free thing called Flux Mini 2, and it's basically just an LFO tool. It's like a free LFO tool. So if we click on it, this is the shape that the thing is going on. So if you hit play, see, it's just an LFO with the volume. So I created a thing, called it plastic. So all it is just a quarter note at this ducking thing. So if you hit play, notice how some of it's gray and some of it's pink. The gray is the frequency stuff that's being cut out. So let's just initialize this. So this is how it was. So go to sync and go to quarter notes. And then we can go to like this. Take these all the way up to right here. I think I actually create, yeah, there we go. And then with the shape of this, we can drop it to about like this. So let's hear it. Yeah, so now it kind of ducks. We probably have to turn the volume up a little bit on it, but that's what I did for the side chain. And I use this with pretty much all the other stuff. You got to do it to your sub bass as well. Have it on the same parameter. If you get something that you like, you can hit the save button, and then it'll bring it up to whatever you want to save it as. Vocal chops. So if I hit play, you can hear kind of how it sounds.
This plastic. This plastic.
If you understand this part, then you can just be creative and create basically whatever you want. So the core of this sound is found on the internet. The website is called ttsmaker.com, and it's a free text-to-speech generator. There are tons of different voices, but for example, let's just use the male voice that I used So if you go over to right here, you can scroll down, and there's 79 different voices you can choose from. But if you go to 12, as of right now, it's number 12. It's called Mason. So if you just click in here, you can type in what you want it to say. So let's just type in, this is plastic. So if you go down to here, you have to add the captcha code for it. So this is 6641. Now you can go to convert to speech. Oh wait, what? Verification expired. Okay, 5525. Okay, go to convert speech. There we go.
This is plastic.
Hey. Oh, that's because I didn't click on the thing. Let's click Mason. There we go. We didn't click on it. That's why. Okay, now let's add the captcha code again. 3446. Convert to speech.
This is plastic.
There we go. So all you have to do is hit download voice file, and now you have an MP3 of this text-to-speech. So you can chop up the vocals basically any way you want. You can just load in the sample like I did, like right here. If you go to here, well, let's just zoom in on some of this stuff right here. So if you see, these are just WAV files that you can put in there. So if you feel more comfortable just chopping it up like this, by all means go do that. But I found something that's even much more faster, but it's a plugin that comes with a Reason 12, and it's called Mimic. So here's Mimic, and you can see right here that it's got its little samples right here. So if you go down to right here, see I'm hitting keys, but it's not it's not doing anything because only this is highlighted. If you drag in a sample, it automatically creates things where it thinks it should be. So if we go down to an octave and go to C1, all you got to do is this. So I'm going to load up a fresh Mimic, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Here is a brand new Mimic, and so what you need to do is right click and go to reset device. So well, let's just use the thing that we just downloaded. So I'm going to go to downloads, and then here is the TTS file maker thing that I just did. So if you just click and drag it on here, it automatically loads it up. So this is just the sample itself right now. It depends on how high you want to do it.
This is plastic.
C3 is just regular, but if you drop it down,
This is plastic.
or if you go up an octave,
This is plastic.
it's just like a sampler. So the cool thing you do, if you go to slice, watch how it automatically just did it how I showed you. So if we go down to C1,
This plastic. Plastic.
if you don't like the way that sounds, see how it's missing the P? You can take this and drag it over here.
Blast.
Move this over to here.
Plastic.
So you can move these things around the way that you want if you don't like the way that the algorithm automatically changes the thing. Another cool thing that I use, let's go over to, I'm going to just not solo stuff anymore. I'm going to have everything available to here. So let's go to right over here where I did this thing, because I think this is really cool. Let's listen to this.
This is plastic.
So if we go to the Mimic, you can see that I use multi-pitch. So this is in poly mode. So if I hit multiple, like you can hit a chord. Let's just hit C major.
This is plastic.
It plays it in unison. Or is it harmony? I don't know. It plays all three voices at once at the same time. So if we just do one.
This is plastic.
I do have reverb on it.
This is plastic.
You can go to fixed pitch, or you can turn it off.
This is plastic. This is plastic. This is plastic.
And you can try different things. So you can go to like granular.
This is plastic.
And you can mess around with that.
This is plastic. This is plastic.
Notice how it's not doing it all at the same time. So if you go to vocal, fixed pitch.
This is plastic. This is plastic.
You could just try with different chords and stuff like that. So that's how I got that effect. At the very beginning, you can hear the thing that I stretched the voice.
This is plastic.
If your DAW has time warp, all I did was just stretch the regular thing. So if in Reason, all you have to do is hit Control. You see how it turns into a clock? So if I bring that more forward, now listen to it.
This is plastic.
Let's do it even more. Watch.
This is plastic.
See, I could stretch it even further like this. Listen to it now.
This is plastic.
So I use that for a lot of the different things. There is one where it goes to a really high pitch thing. I think it might be this maybe?
Plastic. This is plastic.
Notice how it goes plastic. Let's listen to it.
Plastic.
It's different than this plastic.
Plastic.
That's regular without any time stretching. This is different.
Plastic.
I double clicked it and you can go to a thing called pitch edit. So if we make this a little bit bigger, all I did was change the pitch to this thing. So if like you go to up here, you can just like move it up. Now we can listen to it.
Plastic.
Or you can drop it down.
Plastic.
Drop it down even more.
Plastic.
It gets it sounding kind of weird. Come on.
Plastic.
Scream sound design. So if I hit play, you'll hear this really cool sound that I added to the latter parts of the two bar bass line, and it goes like this. All it is a synth with pitch modulation. So here we are in the initialized Europa. You could use any synthesizer that basically has 3 oscillators and a ability to do some pitch modulation. So you could very well just use Vital. So the first one is going to be a sine wave, and it's going to go up an octave. And we are going to put a slight modifier on it. This doesn't really do too much, but it's just a slight thing. We're going to have it on fold and just bring it up so it looks like this. That's fine. Right, like this. And that's it for this one. So turn on oscillator 2, and that's going to be a triangle. But we're going to drop it down 2 octaves. But we're also going to turn on unison and then just bring the detune down a little bit on it. Third one, turn it on, and it's just going to be a sine wave that leaves it alone. It's just regular pitch. But we're also going to turn unison on it. But we're going to have the detune a little bit less than the triangle to about right here. We're going to go to the filter, and all this does is if you turn all 3 of these on, this filter controls all 3 of the oscillators, but we don't want the second and third oscillator to be filtered. So just keep it on this one, and that's fine. I'm going to take the level and bring it a little bit down on the third oscillator. So here comes the actual important part. This is the envelope. So right now it's on loop. So we want to take it off a loop. We want to take it to sustain. And we want to create a shorter envelope on here. So we can take it to about right here. All this is doing, just create an envelope that has a shape like this. So it'd be a fast attack with a short decay. That's all it is. And I'm going to take this and put it to beat sync and put it on 4/4. I think I had the thing all the way here. I don't think this really has too much to do with anything because this is the only shape part that is going to be affecting it. So in Vital and Serum, how you just take the envelopes and you click and drag it to the destination, with this synthesizer, you actually have to use this down here to program it. So if you go to the source that we want is the actual envelope 1, because we had this is envelope 2, but we just did the envelope 1. So this is the destination. We want envelope 1 to control the pitch of oscillator 1. So if you go to destination 1, you click on it, you go to engine 1. They call them engines. The oscillators are just engines. And you go to pitch right here. And then for the amount, we want negative 49 or 50. Let's just do 50. Okay, let's hear. Let's go up. So we're kind of there. What we want to do is turn on the distortion. You can just use a plugin that you want, a tube distortion plugin. And for the drive, I want it all the way up for the tone, but the amount, I'm going to bring it down. See, we pretty much got it. It sounds pretty tinny right now, so I'm going to take a TDR, Nova, drop it down to here, and I'm going to open it. We're just going to high pass to about 150. Yeah, so let's just listen to it with everything. I think it's too loud. Drop it down. There, we pretty much got the sound. So that is the Scream sound design. Dubstep LFO. This next sound design is actually pretty easy. You just need a basic subtractive synthesizer. It sounds like this.
This is getting out of control, man. This is getting out of control, man.
Let's turn off the vocal sample so you can just hear it. With this sound, I'm just using a synth called Subtractor. This comes stock with a Reason 12, but it's just a subtractive synthesizer, and really anything can do this. So what I'm going to do is you leave it at sawtooth. I'm going to bring the first octave down to 1, and the second one's going to be on 2. We're going to turn it on, and we're going to turn on the LFO into the sync, and it's going to be ramp up for the shape, and for the destination, it's going to be to frequency, filter frequency. So we're going to bring the rate to 3/16 and the amount to like 80, 87. Okay, I want for the modulation envelope, I want the attack just a little bit up. Same with the decay. Keyboard tracking is going to be brought up to about 87 as well. Filter envelope. I'm going to turn the release down on it. And I'm going to bring the amp envelope, the sustain and the decay all the way up. Let's listen to it. Okay, so the last step is to bring the FM, and that's really going to make that metallic sound. Let's bring the FM to like 59. All right, cool. Sounds good. So what we want to do also is to drag the TDR down here, and we're going to high pass it, bring it to, we're going to do about 135, anywhere around there, anywhere between really 120, 150, kind of depends what you want to do. So get rid of this, and we're also going to side chain, so add the LFO tool to it, the Flux Mini 2, and then just do the same thing that you did with the bass. So in this case, I'm just using the plastic thing. So now it's going to be ducking, so it lets the kick breathe in the mix. So let's listen to it now. Hold on. What did we do? There we are. Cyber bass. In the breakdown, the sounds bounce from the dubstep LFO to the cyber bass. The cyber bass sounds like this.
You made an entire song about plastic. You made an entire song about plastic.
If you turn off the voice, it sounds like this. This is very easy to make, so let's just jump in Serum. So if you don't have Serum, just go ahead and use Vital. I'm going to mute this. So here is just a sawtooth. So we want to take the octave and bring it down to 2, and we want to turn on the filter. We want to take the envelope and bring the decay to 288, around there, 288, 284, something like that. And we want to take the cutoff and bring it to about 9 o'clock, maybe a tiny above 9 o'clock. Drag the envelope to right here, bring it down, and we're going to take the effects, distortion, and we're going to do Lin Fold. Let's listen. Pretty much it, man. If you can mess with the modulation a little bit. That's pretty much it. If we exit out of here, we can add an EQ to it. We're going to high pass it to about 94. And then, but we're going to boost it at 2K to make the sound seem a bit more forward in the mix. If you boost it by about 3. Yeah, pretty much, that's pretty much the sound. Gangster Lead. So I actually didn't create the patch for Gangster Lead. This is a preset for Thor that comes with Reason 12. So the sound sounds like this. It's that real high pitch. It's got pitch modulation to it, but it's also got some tremolo in it. I don't know how to make this patch. It just kind of came with it. It sounds kind of cool, but if you solo it, it sounds like this. So it looks like it's just a sawtooth wave, but it's also got a lot of tiny little things. Looks like it has chorus on it. It used a wave shaper on it, low pass filter, 24 decibel slope, some res in it, but it also has all this programming and stuff, so that's why it's kind of, I don't really know kind of what's going on, but you can, it sounds like this would be somewhat of an easy patch to make with a different synthesizer. I don't really like Thor, but you could do a lot of cool stuff, but this is something that you could probably easily make in Serum or Vital. Drum breakdown. So it sounds like this. So I used, it's called Modeled Brushed. It's a preset for the Kong Drum Designer, but I'm basically using just like kind of toms. Stuff like that. Some real kind of like kind of Caribbean sounds for the breakdown. Rub-a-dub. There's that. I used Pan Flow. This is, if you go into Pan Flow, this is a free LFO tool that's just used for panning. So whatever LFO shape you use, that's the way it's going to pan. The volume is going to pan. And also with just this NN19, all it is a sampler. I just dropped in a synth tom. Sounds like this. But then you can just play. Just lower keys and stuff like that, or higher keys if you want more high pitch. That's how I did that little fill at the very end, this fill. And I just sampled this from an old broadcast. We now return you to da-da-da-da-da, you know. And then I also sampled this warning thing and this internet sound.
Can be reestablished states, federal government.
So you can hear the dialing, the dial-up going for the internet. Let's just... So it's just dial up. And then the warning thing was from some zombie warning program.
Can be reestablished states, federal government.
But you can do this with just a little bit of distortion and use the same thing that you text to speech for the vocal thing. So you can very well create your own thing. I also use the stadium stepper. So if we go to the thing, like right here, you can see that I just used a bunch of the claps in that pattern. So that's what I did for the drum breakdown. Vocoder. In one very small part in the song, I do use a vocoder. It sounds like this. It goes right before the first little breakdown. So I'm going to turn the synth on for the breakdown so you kind of know what part it is.
Plastic.
That part. All I used for the vocoder, it's the BV512 vocoder. Looks like everything's set to 10 for the dry wet. The high filter is to 10, and I put it on 32 band, but I also added a unison stock plugin with it, and I put some reverb to it. If you flip it around, you can see that the carrier is, so the modulator is the voice, so you plug it into the modulator port, and then for the vocoder synth, you want to plug it into the carrier input. And then from there, it goes out through the unison, but the unison also gets plugged into, you just create a mixed channel for the out and put it into the in device. Don't forget that you have to put a note down with where the modulator is. So if you go into the, right here, it's vocoder in, vocoder synth, and vocoder out. So notice how right here, there's nothing for the vocoder out. This is where the voice is, and this is where the note starts. So with that, I just used a sawtooth from the Maelstrom grain table synthesizer. You could use basically anything, any sort of low frequency sawtooth is going to give you that nice rich harmonic vocoder sound. Satisfaction Lead. So I call it the Satisfaction Lead because this is pretty much the same sound that that song by Benny Benassi, Satisfaction, goes. And I just created it using the Europa. But you can do it pretty much with anything that has a sawtooth and some FM. So it sounds like this.
This is plastic.
I'm not going to build it from scratch. I'm just going to show you really quick what I did because it's super easy to create. So all I did was use a sawtooth and another, what's it called? Right here, if we turn this off, it's just a triangle and a sawtooth. And the second one, the triangle, has the modifier, the FM ratio, 1:1. So I just turned it, and it turned the triangle into a wave that looks like this. That's really all it is with reverb, real heavy reverb on it, and a little bit of tape distortion to it. Let's see what I did for this. I just ducked it around, what is it, 2500, 26K. I just ducked it at about 6 decibels on there just so it's not so harsh. So that's all I did for the Satisfaction Lead. Just make sure that you have really heavy reverb, almost to the point where it's like metallic. DJ horns. All I did with the DJ horn is this is just a sample. It's just so it sounds like this. That's all it is, and I added reverb to it.
Video visuals.
So that's pretty much everything that goes with the production side of the music. Now let's step more into the visuals I did for the video. So for the AI stuff, I did all the things. Every image in the video is created by the AI image generator. It's from a website, deepai.org. And you can get some free stuff in here, especially like just the still images. But I paid $5 to get some of the video in it. So this is just the AI image generator. And I think it might give you like up to 10 free ones like per day, or I don't know exactly. It gave me a certain amount of free ones before it's like, okay, dude, like you got your little fill, and it was only $5. So I'm like, okay, I'll do this. So let's just test this out real quick. I'm just going to put in, I think I put in 80s blonde Barbie. Whoops, Barbie. We could do, whoops, come on now. Barbie and then cyber punk. Let's see what it has to do with this. So I'm going to just hit generate. There we go. See, it comes up random stuff. We can do it again. Just hit generate. This is kind of weird. Give me something a little better. Let's take out cyberpunk. See what it comes up with. Okay, so we can go to the view all 100 plus styles. So you can do different styles that come up with different stuff. I think I did, what was the one that I used on here? There's quite a bit of different stuff to choose from. But you can just select whatever kind of theme you think you would like with it. Let's do dystopian cyberpunk. Let's see what this is. 80s blonde Barbie. That didn't even do it. Oh, doll. Barbie doll. Maybe I was doing some wrong stuff. Yeah, this is kind of weird. I think for the $5 you get like 300 images. Let's go back to the regular ones. Now that I added the doll. Generate. Yeah, see, and sometimes it could look pretty weird. Doll, let's put in package. See what that does. Looks like America. Looks like Team America. Nancy Reagan. See, it's really kind of weird with the stuff that it kind of generates and stuff. That's why it's good to, test it around and see which one looks good to you. And like I said, it's only $5. We can also do the video, I guess, real quick. Let's try do the anime one, see what that comes up with. Yeah, weird. See, the AI is kind of funky. You just really got to test stuff around and stuff. And if you like it, you can download them. So like this, let's do the AI video. You can drag and drop some of the stuff on here, and it'll create a video from the images that you got. So if I go to my downloads, let's see what I did the other day. Okay, here's a decent picture that finally came up. I'm going to hit download on it, and then now to get a video, we can just go to the AI video part, and you can just drag and drop an image. So what I'm going to do is just use the thing that we just downloaded, and I'm going to hit open. And then now it takes a tiny bit for it to kind of generate on there, but once it does, it creates a video, but the video is only 1 second long. So there we go. See, this is what it is. So if you go to my video, you can see that it's just a looping, small little looping things. So this would have been okay to add it in the video. If you like it, then you can just hit download. Now I'm going to show you the music visualizer that I used.
Music visualizer.
With the actual music visualizer that I used, I went to renderforest.com. Now this does cost money, costs about $15 a month. So what I recommend is just waiting until you have a nice little chunk of songs, like 5 or 10 songs that you want to create videos for. Just do this so you can use it all month or whatever, and then you pretty much then you could just cancel your subscription. So that's how I usually kind of do it. And then you can go to videos and go to music visualizations. For the actual one that I used for the plastic video, I just typed in electro, and then I used electro dubstep visualizer. So if you click on it, it gives you a little preview of what it can kind of look like. So I just hit create now, and then it just says drag and drop your video or image here. Here's another thing, you could drop your image. So I dropped the video, the little 1 second videos into here. I actually made 4 different separate things of this, all using a different photo. I did like one of like the cat and one of the doll for the images, and here I just used one of the 4 different AI generated videos into here. Then you just put the music name and the artist, and then you can upload your audio and stuff like that, the type of style that you want for it. I just used the very first one, this first look. And then once you have everything loaded up into here that you want, you can just hit export. Now, sometimes it takes a long time to export. Sometimes it could take up to an hour, but I think it runs off of a server, so I think the less busy it is, the faster it goes, because sometimes it only takes a few minutes to get it done. Other times it's taken about an hour. So once I did this, I imported it into my my video editing program, which I use VideoPad for, which I don't recommend. It was $70 and it's just so full of bugs, but it's been something that I've been using since I created my YouTube channel. So I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to changing. Once it's like, oh, like go ahead and change your DAW. Like, how tedious and like headache ridden would it be to switch from like FL Studio to Ableton? You have to just learn everything again. So the same goes for like video editing programs. I mean, sure, you can get the kind of used to it and stuff, but you're not like quick and efficient, you know. So just load it into your DAW choice, or not DAW, into your video editing program, and just combine all 4 of the templates that you create, but then also use the video editing program's effects and stuff like that, just to make things kind of cool. And just that's what I did for it. There was, if we just go into this thing, I'm just going to go into the videos, into this, and we could go into like, so like all this stuff is things that I made on through the visualizer. So here's one that I just put the cat and just a picture of the modular synth. Let's open this. So for the video or the image part, I just dropped in just a screenshot of Caustic's, a patch that I made in Caustic, and then I just loaded my cat picture for the first part, and that's all that this visualizer is for that. But if we go into the actual plastic, where is JKLMNOP, plastic? Right here.
This is plastic.
So those, the text I added in the video editor part. So if we go, oh, right here, actually, yeah, I'm going to show you this real quick, how I got this Einstein thing. This is plastic. I'm just going to minus down here, and then we create a new tab, go to the bookmarks, and then I did Einstein. So it's HETEMEEL.com. So I just Google searched Einstein E=mc² meme generator, and there's a few different ones that come up, but most of them suck. But this one is actually good. Find the one that's from Hetmeel, HETEMEEL.com, and then it gives you kind of a weird little algorithm thing, and then you just enter the, what's it called? So if I went like this is plastic, and then go to change image, See? It depends on where you write on here is where it's going to show up on the picture. So if you do it like over here or something, it's probably going to write on his face. Well, see, it just all kind of depends on where exactly you do it. So that's how I got the Einstein picture. We can go back to this, and then if we just kind of go through, and I just took a screen recording of my DAW playing, and I just added it into where the video editor is. Same with the serum, stuff like this. But and see in this part,
out of control, man. You made an entire.
There's an effect in my video editor called shake, or motion blur and shake. So the whole thing's shaken, but it makes it blurry by adding a motion blur to it too.
Song about plastic. Back in my day, we would listen to real.
So just try to be creative. I mean, the video editing part is just like making music. You just it's all about creativity and stuff like that. So I think this pretty much sums up this video of how I wanted to help everybody to not only create better music, but also create a cool visualizations that go along with your music. Because I think nowadays they go hand in hand, because people just don't want to hear the audio anymore. Yeah, they want more with it. So you kind of got to step up and try to use the tools that are available, and most of them are free. But like I said, if you're going to pay some money, make it worth your while and have a bunch of songs that you want to create stuff with. So I really hope that this helped you guys out, and I look forward to hearing from your comments and maybe possibly seeing what you guys create yourself. All right, thanks for watching. Cue the music.
This is plastic. This is plastic. Plastic. This is plastic.
This plastic.
Plastic. This is plastic.
This
Plastic.
Plastic.
This is plastic.
This